Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment and wished you could take it back? Or maybe you kept quiet, but inside your emotions were boiling over. The truth is, communication is not just about words. It's about how we manage our feelings, how we connect with others, and how we create peace instead of conflict. Before we delve in, be sure to push the subscribe button so you never miss powerful tips to grow, improve your mindset, and build better relationships. Now, let's talk about how communication can help you regulate your emotions and live with more calm and clarity. Why communication matters for emotions. Many people think communication is only about saying things clearly. But it's much more than that. Communication is also how we manage stress, calm ourselves down, and stop conflicts before they even start. When you learn to communicate healthily, you understand yourself better. You can identify what triggers your emotions, share your needs without fear, and reduce anger or tension before it escalates. Let's break this down into simple steps to master communication and use it as a tool for emotional regulation. Step 1. Identify triggers through talking. Have you ever felt upset but didn't know precisely why? Sometimes we feel sad, frustrated, or angry, but we can't quite put our finger on the reason. That's where communication comes in. When you take the time to talk about what's going on inside, you give your feelings a name. You take the fog in your head and turn it into words you can understand. For example, instead of staying quiet and stewing in stress, you could say, "I feel left out when I'm not included in team decisions." Notice how clear that is. You're not blaming anyone. You're simply explaining the trigger behind your emotions. Understanding can bring a sense of relief, knowing that you are in control of your emotional responses. By saying it out loud, you move from being reactive to being reflective. Instead of exploding with anger or shutting down completely, you start to understand and process what's going on inside you. Step 2. Practice active listening. Most of us think communication is about talking, but the truth is, the most powerful part is listening. Active listening is when you give someone your full attention, without interrupting, without planning your reply, and without judgment. When you practice active listening, you make eye contact. Nod or show you're paying attention. Repeat back key points so they know you understand. Why is this so powerful for emotions? Because when someone feels hurt, they calm down. They don't feel the need to defend themselves. And for you, active listening keeps your mind in the present, reducing anxiety and creating a sense of calm. Instead of reacting too quickly or getting caught up in your own emotions, you slow down and create space between reaction and response. Here's another bonus. Active listening also lowers your anxiety. When you stop trying to control the conversation and instead focus on truly hearing the other person, you naturally relax. It helps you regulate your emotions by shifting from control to curiosity. Step 3. Pay attention to nonverbal cues. Did you know that most of our communication doesn't come from words? It comes from body language, tone, and facial expressions. Understanding and responding to these cues can make you more perceptive and empathetic in your interactions. Think about it. Have you ever said "I'm fine" while your voice sounded sharp and your arms were crossed? The words didn't match the feelings. Your body is constantly sending signals. If your jaw tightens or your shoulders tense during a challenging conversation, that's your body's way of telling you, pause, breathe, and check your emotions. By noticing these signals, you can stop yourself from reacting too quickly. Instead, you can take a breath, relax your face, and soften your tone before you respond. That slight adjustment can change the entire direction of a conversation. And it doesn't stop there. Learning to read other people's nonverbal cues is just as powerful. If you notice someone pulling away, crossing their arms, or raising their voice, it means their emotions are rising. In such situations, consider changing your approach by switching to kindness, empathy, or giving them space. Instead of pushing harder, consider changing your approach by switching to kindness, empathy, or giving them space. Step 4. Use communication as a tool for calm. When you combine these skills, naming your triggers, listening actively, and watching nonverbal cues, you create a way to calm both yourself and others. You stop reacting on impulse, and you start responding with thought. Think of it like steering a car. If you drive without paying attention, you might crash. But if you notice the road signs, keep your hands steady, and stay alert, you'll get to where you want to go safely. Communication works the same way. It helps steer emotions so you don't end up in unnecessary conflict or regret. Step 5. Build deeper connections. One of the best parts of mastering communication is the way it strengthens your relationships. When you can express your feelings clearly, listen with care, and stay calm in heated moments, people trust you more. they feel safe opening up to you. And for yourself, the reward is enormous. You stop carrying bottled up emotions that weigh you down. You feel lighter, more balanced, and more in control of your inner world. Mastering communication isn't about being perfect with your words. It's about being more aware of what triggers you, how you listen, and how your body reacts. Self-awareness is the key to understanding and managing your emotions effectively. The more you practice, the better you'll get at regulating your emotions. Instead of letting feelings control you, you'll learn to guide them. And in the process, you'll build stronger, healthier, and more peaceful connections with the people around you. So, if you want better control of your emotions, start with how you communicate. Speak your truth, listen deeply, and watch for the signals, both inside yourself and in others. That's the path to balance, calm, and meaningful relationships. Now, I encourage you to apply these strategies in your daily interactions and see the positive impact you can have on your emotional regulation and relationships.